반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-sowa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, on-field reports, and an in-depth talk on the growing popularity of the National Museum of Korea with Professor David Tizard. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to our K-Culture Dive viewers. I'm Bella Kim, back again to co-host and fill you guys all in with some exciting K-entertainment stories focused on K-pop boy groups today.
Okay, then let's kick off with K-Enter and the first boy group, which recently celebrated their first anniversary on August 18th, if I'm correct, and they're continuing to celebrate in a special way.
Right, so CORTIS are celebrating their first anniversary with 2 new songs. The group released an extended version of their second mini album, Green Green Play Extended, on Monday. The extended album features 2 new tracks, Pack It Up and Money Money Money, which all 5 members took part in writing and composing. CORTIS performed both songs for the very first time at their concerts in Seoul last weekend. According to their agency, Big Hit Music, the 2 tracks were originally considered to be included on Green Green, but were ultimately left off the album. They decided to release these songs after all because they felt the tracks best represent who CORTIS are today, while also showcasing the group's distinct musical tastes and ambitions. Following their Seoul concerts, CORTIS will continue their tour in Japan next month.
You know, considering what they have already achieved, it's really hard to believe that it's been just a year since their debut. Now, Bella, from 1 year to 10, let's take a look at a boy group celebrating a major anniversary.
Right. NCT 127 are celebrating their 10th anniversary with a new album. They released their 7th full-length album, Blingy, on Monday. The album, featuring 9 tracks, looks back at the group's journey while setting out their intention to keep forging their own path. The members will also renew their commitment to the group. At a recent press conference in Seoul, the members revealed that all 7 of them renewed their contracts with SM Entertainment as a full group. They emphasized their trust in one another and their commitment to moving forward as one team. NCT 127 debuted back in 2016, and they have released many hit songs over the past decade, including Fire Truck, A Cherry Bomb, Kick It, and A Fact Check. And they have also had 10 consecutive albums in the Billboard 200. After 4 world tours and more than 100 concerts, NCT 127 will kick off their 5th world tour, Neo City, the Red Line, in Seoul next month. And the concerts will take place from September 18th to the 20th at K-Spo.
10 years is certainly a milestone. And congratulations to NCT 127 and also NCT Dream, which Walter recently reported on, because their actual debut day is also today.
Right.
So congrats to all the subunits of NCT.
Yes.
And now, speaking of celebrations, BTS is receiving some very special recognition ahead of their concerts in the U.S.
Right. The U.S. state of Illinois has officially declared the date of BTS's upcoming Chicago concerts as BTS Day. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker designated August 27th and 28th as BTS Day in Illinois, coinciding with the group's Arirang World Tour concerts at Chicago Soldier Field. He praised BTS for raising awareness of mental health, promoting self-love, and supporting charitable causes. He also highlighted the positive impact BTS and their fans have had through community services and donations around the world. BTS have returned to Soldier Field after more than 7 years. The group first performed at the stadium in 2019 as part of their Love Yourself, Speak Yourself World Tour, becoming the first K-pop act to hold a concert there. Illinois isn't the only place celebrating BTS's return. As Walter reported yesterday, the group held a concert in Toronto last weekend, where the city declared the weekend BTS Weekend and also temporarily renamed part of a road BTS Boulevard. And back in April, I also reported on how El Paso County declared the period surrounding the group's concert El Paso BTS Weekend and honored the members with the Dear Friend Award.
It's amazing to see this appreciation from all around the world.
I know.
And thank you very much for those updates, Bella.
Yes, I'll stick around.
All right, and now it's time to go over to our AR anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. A special exhibition jointly hosted by the Busan Museum and the National Palace Museum of Korea has attracted more than 70,000 visitors. The exhibition, which showcases the records and culture of the Joseon dynasty, was organized to commemorate the 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, held in Busan last month. It highlights Joseon's meticulous tradition of documenting state affairs, royal culture, and the kingdom's exchanges with the outside world. The exhibition features over 190 artifacts, including the annals of the Joseon dynasty, bigger royal protocols, and white porcelain moon jars. It runs through this Sunday, and admission is free. The Korea Heritage Service will begin field testing AI patrol robots to strengthen safety management at royal palaces and Joseon-era royal tombs. The robots will autonomously patrol designated areas, using cameras and sensors to detect the abnormalities and assist human security staff. Equipped with standard and thermal imaging cameras and AI-powered video analysis, they can detect fires, intruders, and visitors who may have collapsed in real time. Linked to a central control room, the robots can also provide guidance and issue warning broadcasts, helping improve on-site monitoring and emergency response. Interest in K-beauty among foreign visitors to Korea is growing not only stronger but also broader in scope. According to global travel platform Klook, traffic to its beauty category from international users in Korea rose 4 to 6% year-on-year from January 1st to August 15th. U.S. travelers accounted for the most bookings, followed by those from Japan, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Popular experiences included personal color analysis and K-beauty makeup classes, as well as spas in Myeongdong. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Korea's national heritage takes on a whole new look after dark as the National Heritage Night Festival transforms historical sites into vibrant spaces filled with lights, performances, and cultural experiences. Our culture correspondent Jo Young-eun takes us to Suwon to see how history comes alive at night.
As the sun sets, historical sites across Korea take on a new life, transforming into vibrant cultural spaces. This week, we head to Suwon, Gyeonggi-do Province to experience its National Heritage Night and see how the event brings Korea's heritage to life after dark.
I'm from Suji, Yongin. It's my wife's birthday, so we came here after work. It's our first time here. I'd only heard about it, but they've really done a great job. It's beautiful, and it's a great place to take a walk.
I heard they had done a great job showcasing the national heritage here, so we came for a walk. The night view is also beautiful, so we're really enjoying our time here.
Now in its 10th year, Suwon's National Heritage Night features media art performances at Hwahongmun Gate and light illuminations around the Yongyeon Pond. Suwon Hwasong Fortress, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, provides a unique setting. Originally built in the late 18th century by King Jeongjo, the fortress preserves a centuries-old history while standing alongside the city's modern life.
I heard the National Heritage event had already ended, but then I found out it had been extended, so I came by chance. We also visited Hwasong Palace during its nighttime opening, explored some of Suwon's beautiful spots, and came to enjoy some good food.
With interactive programs taking place throughout the weekends, visitors can explore the heritage sites while enjoying live performances and hands-on experiences. Running through August 30th in Suwon, the National Heritage Night can be experienced in other cities across the country, each event offering programs inspired by the local heritage. This event offers a new way to connect Korea's heritage with contemporary culture while preserving its historical value. Jo Young-eun, Arirang News.
There was once a day when farmhands rode oxen through their villages like kings for a day. It was Baekjung, a traditional Korean summer festival held on the 15th day of the 7th month of the lunar calendar. By then, farmers had endured months of backbreaking work, and Baekjung marked a welcome break. Farmhands who spent their days working other people's fields could finally put down their hoes. Landowners often gave them the day off, along with money or new clothes. Farmers washed the dirt from their tools and took a break, giving rise to the term homishiki, or hoe washing. With their earnings in hand, farmhands headed to the Baekjung market to buy food and necessities. Before long, the market turned into a village festival with traditional music, wrestling, food, and drink. And there was one special honor. The farmhand from the household with the best harvest was crowned the star of the day. He was placed on an ox and paraded through the village as everyone cheered. For someone who spent the year working in the fields, it was a rare moment in the spotlight. Much of this tradition faded with industrialization and the transformation of rural life. But the spirit of Baekjung lives on. In Miryang, the Miryang Baekjung Nori continues to bring the old celebrations to life with traditional music, dance, and folk games. At its heart, Baekjung was simple: a day to put down the tools, share a meal, take a breath, and celebrate making it through another hard season. For one day, those who gave the most were given their moment to shine.
Located in the heart of Seoul's Yongsan-gu district, the National Museum of Korea is one of the country's leading cultural institutions, offering visitors a chance to explore Korea's history and cultural heritage all in one place. The museum has recently emerged as a new cultural hotspot, drawing increasing numbers of young people and international tourists. Last year, the museum ranked third in the world in terms of visitor numbers, following the Louvre and the Vatican museums. So today, we'll discuss what's behind the museum's growing popularity with David Tizard, Professor of Korean Studies at Seoul Women's University and Hanyang University. We are now connected with him. Hello, Professor Tizard.
Hi, Professor.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful to see you both. Sorry I can't be in the studio with you today, but happy and excited to talk about the museums.
We are very happy to talk to you over the line, Professor Tizard, online. So let's talk about the National Museum of Korea, which has recently become a must-visit destination for people from all around the world. So why do you think has this attention grown in the past few years, and what are the unique attractions there?
Yeah, this is such good news for the country, and the statistics are amazing, aren't they? So you just said there that behind the Louvre and the Vatican, the National Museum of Korea, #3 in the world for visitors. It's really quite incredible, and it shows how, beyond CORTIS and NCT, that Korea's museums and its heritage are also achieving success not only internationally but domestically. Now, why is it so popular? There's obviously a lot of moving parts, and Hallyu is one of them. Overall, I think one of the most important things is that Korea is now proud of its history. It's not something to be ashamed of or a dark past, but it's able to look back with such confidence. That's really important. Another reason, now this might sound superficial, but I was there yesterday and I can attest to this. It's incredibly Instagrammable. You go there and you're just blown away by these large open spaces, by these huge ceilings, by these rooms of contemplation, the ponds. And so it works as a really modern experience as you encounter and go through the past. And another thing might also be the contents. There are things in this museum that you might have heard about online, or that you might have watched some dramas, you might have read some books, but here you can see them, you can be really close to them. Some of them, they've even made replicas, and you can touch them, you can walk around them. So I think it gives people this kind of tangible experience, and this idea that they can see things with their own eyes. And, you know, in a world of AI images and all of this kind of thing, I think that is a really important thing. Another thing I would add to this is that with this interest in Korea, this is for the international people coming over. They want to know the country more deeply. They want to know something about the country beyond what everybody else knows. I think anybody around the world now can recite Parasite and BTS and Squid Game, but it needs to be deeper than that. And so these people, they're flocking to these museums. And personally, I think it's wonderful to see that we're talking about museums being popular in 2026. What a cool thing.
Oh, definitely. So, Professor, you did mention that you were just there yesterday. So, aside from, a great place to take pictures and put it on SNS, is there a particular artifact that has stayed with you or something that you would recommend to international visitors?
Yeah, one of the big ones is this gilt bronze incense burner from Baekjung, which was in the southwest of the country. And they have this model of it that you can go up and touch, and it's so intricately designed. It's fantastic. I can see you now putting footage of me by the lake. That's one of the best places, I think. And if you go by car, you'll completely miss it. Because I was speaking to people about this. And when you go by car, you go into the car park, go up, and you completely miss that lake and pagoda. And it's beautiful. You can see when I was there, there was hardly anyone there. And that gives you this idea of the Yobek, the beauty of nothingness. There's the gilt bronze incense burner that I was telling you about. And this also gives us these elements of Buddhist and Taoist designs. It's really hard to find something like that anywhere else in the world. Perhaps one of my favorite things, and I'm sure many people will know about it, the Room of Quiet Meditation. Through this bright lit museum, you walk into this dark room with two Buddhist statues there in contemplation, and you're meant to be quiet. Of course, people get out their phones, but you're meant to just do nothing. You're meant to be there, and they encourage that, to let your thoughts wander and leave no mental footprints. That's really a unique experience, and whoever designed that for the museum, well, they should get some awards because it's really fantastic.
Wow, Professor Tizard, I must have to say it was very enjoyable just watching your lively footage there at the museum. And just a quick question, though, like percentage-wise, how many foreigners were there, compared to locals, Koreans?
Yeah, I understand the question. It's hard to word it right, isn't it? But there were quite a lot of foreigners because I was there on a weekday around lunchtime. So I went in. And so you imagine that many Korean people, they're going to be at work, they're going to be at school, they're going to be going about their day-to-day lives. So from mine, it would have been about 50-50 in terms of international guests and domestic people. But in terms of Koreans, I saw sort of students walking around looking stuff. I saw people dating, clearly couples going around on a romantic date. But for the international tourists, it felt really interesting to see them there. And I find myself in this kind of third space. Am I an international tourist? No. Am I a Korean? No. But I can speak the language and I know what much of this stuff is. So in a weird way, I felt a sense of kind of pride or happiness to see so many different people there of different ages. So to answer your question simply, about 50-50 yesterday.
Okay, I was just wondering. And it's interesting to see so many international visitors now there because the first time I went there was when it actually opened. And I was a high school student back then, and I didn't see many foreigners back then. So now let's talk about the experience of how people enjoy museums these days. I think there are some changes that we see, right?
Yeah, we have this kind of maybe stereotypical idea of museums being quiet places where it's kind of dusty and like a library and you're meant to be silent and you're meant to stand with some degree of reverence in front of these relics from ancient times and you're meant to be awed by it. But that's really not the case these days. Museums have really catapulted themselves into the 21st century by offering digital and interactive exhibitions. They're meant to be noisy. They're meant to be enjoyed. There are some places like the meditative room, I said, where it really encourages you not to do any live streams or something. But for the most part, it allows you to be loud and noisy. And I think that's really good. From a personal thing, because the museum is so big and they have so much content there, it's very easy to get what people might call museum fatigue. I'm sure you've sat in a lecture or something like that before and you feel like your brain's on overload. You can't really take in any more information. The same thing is, it's possible that it would happen at this museum. So while you're there, I learned this from somebody who's into art. They're all about this. Find one thing that amazes you. You're not meant to be amazed by it all. But if you go to an art gallery and you're moved by one piece, then you succeeded. If you go to the museum or any museum, any exhibition around the world, and there's one thing that hit you, that moved you, then you're on the right path. And that's what this museum is really, it seems, trying to do and for the most part, achieving.
Definitely. Find one thing that amazes you. I'll remember that. And one of the example of this shift is the popularity of the museum's merchandise known as 뮤츠, which stands for museum goods. So why do you think people have become so enthusiastic about museum merchandise?
Well, if modern society, Bella, has taught us anything, it's that we can commodify and put a price tag on anything, from ancient relics to religions to spirituality, even to silence. But these gift shops and these museums, they're a really big thing. I was there yesterday with my wife. She's my personal driver at the moment as I suffer with my hand. But as soon as she saw the Blackpink collection, her eyes lit up. She's not really a big fan of Blackpink, I don't think, but she went, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. She was moved by it. You also have the Buddhist statues that I think they appeared in one of RM's studio things, and since then they got really popular as well. People want something to take home. They want something to remember it by. They want to put a little piece of Korea in their own house. So especially, you know, international visitors, wherever they might be going back to around the world, they can put a replica, they can put an object, and whenever visitors or people come and see it, they'll say, wow, where's that? What's that? And it opens up this conversation. This, I think, is really Korea's soft power in a way, because we see stuff online, we see digital media, but when you see an object in someone's house and they tell you a story about it, it completely changes your perception and conception of Korea. So it might seem like, you know, capitalism gone crazy, but I think it plays a very important role in terms of soft power, and they look good, and my wife will testify to that.
Well, I would love to have one of those soju glasses that we just saw. I think they turn into a different color when you pour soju in there. But Professor Tizard, another recent trend is the costume play at the National Museum of Korea, where people reinterpret cultural heritage through costumes, of course, makeup and performances. So have you seen this by any chance, and what do you make of this trend?
It's really interesting. Here we're getting into a little bit of a sensitive topic because, you know, so some of my international students, especially if they come from North America, they express to me their hesitation about wearing hanboks when they visit the palace, because they come from a part of the world where conversations around costume and culture are a little bit different, and they want to be conscious of that. Here in Korea, they love cosplay, they love concepts, they love dressing up, and K-pop and everything else is testament to that. And the museum has seen what the palaces do and how people are so willing to dress up, and the museum is saying, let's get some of that in it. So I think we need to understand this in the Korean cultural context, how much joy and happiness it can bring, as well as spreading knowledge. You see the shimmering, glittery things there. You know, the people of yesteryear, they used to wear the gold dangly things so that it would sparkle in the sun and shine in people's eyes and make it appear as if they were gods or people from the heavens, and you couldn't quite look at them properly. So the dressing up is very comfortable in Korean. High school students do it, K-pop artists do it, and yes, even the museums do it.
Definitely. Maybe next time I visit the museum, I'll dress up as one of the ones that we've seen.
You already kind of matched them.
I feel like I matched it. The gold with the gold going on. Okay, so finally, Professor, do you have any tips for international visitors visiting the National Museum of Korea for the very first time? And the museum itself is located in Yongsan. So are there any nearby attractions that you would like to recommend exploring along with the museum?
What a wonderful question, Bella. Thank you. And I look forward to your costume. Perhaps I'll do mine as the Buddha. I could probably get away with that with my belly. My recommendations would be, don't do the War Museum on the same day, because it's really close. It's right next door. But quite frankly, it's too much, I think. You'll be overloaded. A place that many people might not know about is behind Samgakji Station. There's an area there that's become this really cool place for dating and for cafes and for music and restaurants. It's really, really cool, really, really hip. So if you're in that Yongsan area and you've done the museum, find Samgakji Station, go to the little alleys behind it, and you'll enter into this world of about 3 or 4 parallel roads with some of the coolest restaurants the city has to offer. I'm a bit loath to reveal this secret because I like going there with my friends and hanging out, and I hope it doesn't get too busy. But for now, behind Samgakji Station and not the War Memorial, and that's a proper Korean experience, I think.
I think you're talking about the Yongmi-Dankil, how they also call that area. Okay, let's not reveal too much. But thank you very much, Professor Tizard, for your insights as always and your recommendations. And this really was a fun museum experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And also fast recovery.
Yes.
And thank you, Bella, as always. So we're going to have you back here pretty soon.
Yes, I'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.
오늘은 대한민국 임시정부를 이끌었던 김구 선생님의 백범일지를 살펴볼 거예요.